Whether you're new to Rust or even an experienced player, this video may give you some useful tips and tricks when it comes to the main tier 1 monuments in Rust. In our last monument guide, we covered airfield, and now we will be covering gas station, mining outpost, and abandoned supermarket all in one video. I hope you guys can gain something from this, and if you think I missed anything, please let me know in the comments. We are approaching 4,000 subscribers, so I would greatly appreciate it if you could subscribe. Thank you guys, enjoy the video. Starting off with the mining outpost. Now we're going to first look at the loot spawns in this monument. Starting off with the worst, with your standard bad car parts boxes. There's one on the outside here, another spawn right near this yellow forklift. Of course, in these you do get a little bit of scrap, which is always good, but the low quality parts aren't great. Probably mainly used to recycle and get yourself an Eoka early game. There's also two vehicle spawns, as you can see here. We have the motorbike. I'm sure you can get the normal variant and the one here with the spare seat. And we also have the bicycle. Genuinely brilliant for early game, as these things could get you to your build location super easy. As for loot spawns, we do have quite a lot in the mining outpost. So I've actually used a command in-game to spawn all of the possible loot crates. So what you see here is the max amount that you can see at once in the mining outpost, but there are other loot spawns. You can have a box that spawns here, a box that spawns here outside of this door, and I'm pretty sure one just below this window here next to the light switch. As for the boxes that have spawned, we have 6 here. So you got a spawn at the back near this window, you get 2 inside this room, 2 in this spawn right here on the shelf and on the outside. Pretty much if there's no spawn on the shelves, it's going to be below one of these windows, as you can see here, which also means you can loot these from the outside here if you don't want to risk going inside. So I quickly went to a mining outpost in a different area. We're in the desert now, and once again there's still only 6 spawns for the crates, just in different areas. So it's definitely 6, which is the maximum amount of crates that can spawn at once. Looking at this different mining outpost, if your blue parts crate doesn't spawn here, there is a chance it spawns next to these tires on the outside or these ones on the opposite side. The mining outpost is home to one recycler, as you can see right here. Now, when you're using this recycler, make sure to be aware, as while you think you're safely recycling here, people can easily run up and just jump check into your recycler and steal all of your valuables. So that is one big negative to mining outpost, is just basically watch out for the grubs. You also have access to a repair bench here as well. I've never actually repaired anything here. I'm normally just skinning things. Once again, the vehicle spawns seem pretty consistent, motorbike and a bike. As far as what type of crates spawn in the mining outpost, there is a chance that the green military crates can spawn. It is a low chance. I read somewhere that it's around 30%. I've also read that it is dependent on where you are on the map, whether it's a tier 1, 2 or 3 area. Obviously desert isn't going to be a very high tier area. If we quickly go check this mining outpost in the snow here, still no green crates, so clearly not the highest chance of them spawning, but it is possible. As for grub spots in the mining outpost, of course you can very easily just stand behind this door and get probably the freest kill of your life if you have a shotgun. If you're really down bad and you want to camp the recycler, you can come behind this yellow forklift here. It's a little bit of a squeeze to get in, but it's all very possible. Literally, no one's gonna check here. Just tuck, get your compound bow or whatever the hell you want to use, and camp that recycler. Just maybe make sure to loot that crate in the way. While it's extremely, well, scummy to do this, it probably will work. And of course, not really a grub spot, but don't forget the roof here for the mining outpost. These tires here on the outside are an extremely easy way up to get the high ground on your enemies. And it's just a really good vantage point for any PvP, as you've got all these gaps in the roof. Another way of getting on the roof, if you don't want to take the outside tires, is just jump up onto this green hut here, and then just side jump onto here. Super easy. You can do the exact same thing opposite the recycler if you either don't loot this box or just get someone to boost you, or use the bike or practically anything to get up to this shelf here. You can jump on top just like that. Now there's also a chance that the primitive crates can spawn as well. I actually had to spawn this one in because I really couldn't find any naturally spawned, but it is a chance. I've seen them many times. You don't really want these, so it's a good thing that they're not exactly the most common. No one likes these crates. They give the most burger loot. As a Rust player that has nearly 6,000 hours, what is my opinion on the mining outpost? Early game, brilliant. Mid and late game, not too great. as fighting here, you don't have that much cover. It's pretty open, but early game, yeah, it's a great monument. I personally wouldn't want to recycle here, mainly because of the fact that people can just, you know, jump peek through that window and steal all your stuff. Moving on to supermarket. Much like the mining outpost, the sperm cat does have the same two vehicle spawns. We have the bicycle on the side here and the motorbike just outside the recycler. As for loot in the supermarket, you can only have 5 crates at one time. However, here are all the loot spawns. You've got one near the ladder here, a box that spawns just outside of this door next to some car parts and a barrel. Also, this platform right here is a possible crate spawn. Got one on the roof. I know another one can spawn on the roof up here as well. Sometimes a barrel spawn can also be here. If we head through this door, you get another spawn just right in front of you, and another crate spawn outside next to this car with more car parts. I'm pretty sure there's a spawn right here on the outside. Of course, all of these spawn points could be green crates, but it's more likely that you're just going to get the basic crates. However, for the room that has the barricaded doorways, this is pretty much always guaranteed to be a green crate room. And also in this room, here is the reason I put the supermarket over the mining outpost. You can get a green card spawn on this desk here. I'd always recommend rushing to abandoned supermarket, just because you could get extremely lucky and get things like guns or, well, water turrets out of crates like this. Obviously early wipe, that's not going to help you too much, but obviously SARS, Thompsons, P2s all spawn in these crates, which could be amazing help. Of course, early wipe, this is going to be extremely contested. At the back of supermarket, you do have the recycler, which can't really get sort of grubbed as easy like mining outpost, and it also acts as a jump up for the roof here. So currently my settings are all maxed out, and if we look at object quality here, if we take a quick look at the ceiling and quickly take object quality from 200 down to 0, this is an insane hack because you can actually see through the supermarket ceiling. So if we quickly spawn a dud player here, just like that, and if we quickly look through the roof, look, you can see him. So this is genuinely a great setting to have really low. Of course, object quality is quite an important setting and it may make your game look maybe quite bad, but to see through things like this, even if it's just in the heat of the moment, quickly changing it, probably worth it. Kind of crazy that this is still a thing. Just for looks, I'm going to be keeping that all maxed out. We turn the light on just here and have a look around at all the possible food crates. Of course, many can spawn here as well, but using my command and spawning the max amount, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spawns as of now. Of course, these can kind of spawn anywhere on these shelves, so it's not guaranteed that they're always going to be in those spots. And I'm also pretty sure that there is a crate spawn right here sometimes. Now, as for grub spots, there's not that many compared to the other monuments. I mean, you could very easily sit in this corner and wait for someone to come in with a shotgun, always an easy kill. However, this area does get pre-aimed quite a lot. You also do have a phone on the outside here. I've genuinely never used the phones like this in game. Way too role player for me. As fun as it does sound, Rust players just don't do that unless it's on one of those private servers. Not too much more to say about supermarket. It is a very good monument just because of the green card and the green crate spawn, the abundance of food, and also the ability to very easily roof camp while you're recycling, just to really keep yourself a whole lot safer. Let's move on to our last monument of the video. We have Oxum's gas station. Once again, when it comes to loot spawns, gas station has 6 loot spawns at one time, so it is pretty consistent. Mining outpost, supermarket, and gas station, you will only ever find 6 boxes if you're, say, the first person there. As for where these spawns are, we have here one on the roof, a possible spawn right here behind this box. Here we have a spawn right on the corner, just where the ladder jump up is. If we actually go down this ladder, we do have a spawn pretty much directly next to the jump up. There shouldn't be any spawns in the main room here, only the normal food crates that you get and some car parts just on the counter here. Once again, from the main room here, we have another boarded up door, and of course, much like the supermarket, behind these doors hold one green crate and of course the green card. We have multiple car part spawns. We have one on the outside corner here, one just above the ladder leading down to the mining area, the one I showed before just on the desk here. And as for vehicles, I could only find the motorbike. I couldn't find any normal pedal bikes anywhere, but definitely a motorbike. Now through this gap here leads to another loot spawn. Now, if you're solo, I would recommend looting this, maybe just leaving the worst item in there and using this as a jump up for this spot right here in the bushes. As you can see, the bushes pretty much engulf the player completely, and if you're wearing, say, a green kit, or for this example, the kick hazmat, you're going to be pretty camouflaged, especially at certain angles. And this area here is extremely high traffic, as right through this door is the recycler. So definitely not a bad grub spot whatsoever. Quite scummy to do, but if you're down bad and need some easy loot, I wouldn't say don't do this. Of course, you have quite a lot of the bushes up here as well, which you could use just to hide in. And of course, these areas also lead to an escape from the roof down. You can do the exact same thing on this one as well. Sadly, you can't sit in these chairs for some reason. Don't know why you'd want to anyway. But you do have another food crate spawn up here, along with the loot here. Now, as for the recycler room, there are some pretty good spots. So you can very easily just jump up onto the car lift here. Definitely a super easy kill, as people are just not going to see you at all when they come in through here. It's the freest kill of your life. If you're willing to sit in camp for ages, I don't entirely support it. Of course, you could do the similar thing of just standing on the tires, but I definitely prefer the car lift. Of course, you can easily camp the other side as well if you just jump onto this ledge of the really rusted tier 3 and then just jump onto this side. This is arguably better. This spot is pretty good if you do want to camp someone trying to exit the cave here, as if you angle it right, they're really not going to see you. Of course, down in the cave, we do have 3 crate spawns. This one at the top being a normal crate. However, these 2 are just the normal cave ones, having things like gunpowder, metal frags, random tools. Definitely not bad. Early wipe. Just be careful exiting this, as it could be a death trap. Another very common spot that people sit is literally just behind the jump up here. Yet another super easy kill if someone's not checking the back. However, a lot of people do check it. As for loot on the outside, there are a couple spawns. I've seen boxes spawn here before, right near this green tarp, and right here as well. If for some reason you wanted to camp up into the Oxum sign, you can easily jump up here like this, little strafe jump. And there you go, just straight into the corner here. Of course, it's very situational because you're extremely visible to the outside world, but anyone inside is probably not going to have a clue. Now, if you do have a teammate or just a random naked that wants to help you out, you can get them to stand on here, just like this, and use them as a boost. However, you will need to get them to jump boost. You can't just sort of stand on them and make your way up easily. So yeah, sadly, my NPC here will not perform that. But yeah, a simple jump boost will easily get you to the roof. Now, in what order would I rate the gas station, the mining outpost, and the supermarket? For me, I think the gas station is definitely the best one. You're getting the exact same amount of loot as the abandoned supermarket. However, I think there's a whole lot more food spawns in the gas station, and to be honest, a lot more grub spots. So definitely a bigger opportunity for snowballing here. Now, the supermarket is going to be an easy second just because of the green crate and the green card. Very easy choice, to be honest. However, there's not that many hiding spots for grub spots, and obviously the roof is extremely open. And also in the gas station, you do have the underground area that gives you 2 extra crates. So that's another reason why I would rank the abandoned supermarket slightly lower. And last, we do have the mining outpost. It's, for me, way too open. You're going to get countered pretty easily. Less places to hide. You got to kind of be in and out with this monument. There's no guaranteed green crate, no green card. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. So we've covered the airfield, and now we've covered the 3 main small monuments. What monument would you like for me to cover next? I would greatly appreciate if you guys could subscribe, as we are approaching 4,000 subscribers, which is insane to me. Thank you guys so much. And please let me know in the comments what monument you want me to cover next. Bye guys.